So this is the US dollar CAD analysis for Monday 30th of October. Now, let's just have a look what happened on the 27th of October. So on the 27th of October, we're saying that we were expecting a further continuation of the move to the upside. We were expecting prices to retrace, to trade all the way up to 129.44 before we possibly see some selling momentum coming to the market. And if we did break beyond 29.44, we'll be looking to see our price reaction around this 130 level. Now, prices didn't get quite up to this 129.44. Instead, we seem to have stalled around this 129 level. We've had some selling momentum coming to the market. We've seen a pretty sizable retracement based on this time frame. So what are we expecting? Ideally, in an ideal world, I'd like to see a price retrace all the way back down to 27.78 before possibly signing support, before I could then look at taking a move all the way up to this 129.44 level. Now, we do seem at present to be forming a bit of a... We do seem to be retracing a little bit here. So we could retrace and then break down to retest this 127.78 before... I should grab a pen. So we could retest this 127.78 before we move upwards to test this 129.44. Now, if we just simply have continuation, again, we're looking to see our prices reacting around these most recent highs in around this 129 level, and the major level being this 129.44, beyond which 130 would be our target. So to the downside, we do expect downside to be limited, but if we do break beyond this 127.78, the very next major level is quite a bit away. I wouldn't expect it to be tested. But we've got this 200 period moving average. It'll move up quite a bit by the time prices do retrace down further. But we've got the next major level in around 126.22. So possibly targeting the 200 period moving average marked out in blue would possibly be the best bet to find some support if we do break beyond this 127.78. So if we do have a look at the higher time frames, let's see the scale on here correct. What can we see? Well, if we have a look at here on this monthly, we do see prices trade all the way down to 120.63. We saw buying momentum coming to the market in the month of September. We were expecting continuation in the month of October, but the continuation took a while. Prices were moving upwards, but the move was pretty slow. But over the past 2 or so weeks, we've seen some strong buying momentum coming to the market, as will be indicated on the daily chart. But we've seen the continuation of the buying momentum from September, and we are currently trading pretty close to the highs in around this 129 level. So we are expecting prices to continue up to this 129.44, and beyond that we'll see 130s and so on. Now, the overall trend did appear to be to the downside, but we've seen this reversal candle in around that major level of 120, coupled with what would likely be a very strong end to the month of October. Further continuation to the upside should be possibly expected for the month of November and so on. I think it's probably a case of the market pricing. It's a double whammy really, because we've had the Canadian data come out weak. We've also had the Canadian interest rate decisions and policy decisions by their central bank indicated they're unlikely to act this year on raising rates and so on, and they are keeping an eye on their markets as well to see how their markets perform over the next couple of months or so before deciding whether whether a rate rise is necessary. That was interpreted as being bearish for the Canadian dollar, coupled with the fact that market participants are expecting further rate hikes by the United States Central Bank, the Federal Reserve. Those two factors combine the divergency policy, the raising of rates in the US, likely in December, coupled with the fact that the Canadian Central Bank didn't have as much confidence in their economy to indicate a rate rise. And pretty much a perfect storm really for further strength of the US dollar against the Canadian dollar. So if we have a look at the weekly time frame, we can see here over the past couple of weeks we've only had one bearish week in and around this 200 period moving average, and since then we've had a strong couple of weeks really. We've had the first week closed near its high. Last week we didn't quite close near our highs. We did see a bit of a sell-off from this 129, hence the wick, and we were expecting prices to go on to this 129.44, and again we are still expecting that to happen. But we do have to bear in mind the selling that we saw at the end of last week. The selling we saw at the end of last week, again, we do have the end of month flows and the end of week. So we do see kind of trend moves on a Friday. So it might have just been a case of market participants taking profit before the end of the month, before we're likely to see continuation all the way up to 129.44 and beyond that 130. So let's just have a look at the daily time frame. So on this daily time frame, we can see here it is a pretty strong trend. Now this even the Friday candle. So we've had prices move up to the upside. We've had a bit of a bull flag form, and we've had a pretty decisive break by this strong bullish candle. Had a bit of smaller candles here, but again strong candles due to the fact that they have closed near their highs. Had another strong candle here, pretty sizable, large in size, closed near its highs, indicating momentum. And again, we've had a bit of a continuation there. Now we do have a bit of a bearish pin bar form at the present, which would indicate a possible reversal here on the daily chart. But we are expecting, even if we do see some retracement all the way down to this 129, well, 127.78, we are expecting prices to go on to retest this 129.44 before possibly breaking down or trading beyond that, which we would have the 130 along coupled with the 20 period moving average, which is going to be sitting near that 130 as well. Fair value for a confluence for further selling momentum coming to the market. But overall, we are expecting a continuation of the move to the upside, especially in light of the divergence in policy. So that should wrap up the US dollar CAD analysis. So before I go, LCS, like, comment, subscribe. Thanks for watching.